WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis, part of the Memphis Sports Network with 92.9 FM ESPN, ESPN 790 AM.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Appreciate Don King and my theme song. I love my theme song. You know, it's been around for a long time. It's glad to have the
Kind of like you.
glad to have the TWRA as part of our team.
Been around a long time.
And Dave Gabbard is again, he's over here badgering me as he is known to do. But
it's a labor.
It's a
labor of love.
Labor of love. Dave,
and it's being Labor Day too.
That is.
Labor
We've talked
Day
about
weekend.
labor a lot on this, but again, we're not taking your calls this morning like we normally do on the first Saturday of the month because it is Labor Day weekend. We'll be back on that on the first Saturday in October when we give away prizes and everything. We got a busy show, and getting this guy, just getting him up, he never goes to bed. He's working all night because this is alligator season time in
The night
Mississippi.
shift.
Yeah, and
That's a good song title.
well, it will alligator time in Mississippi. And
Yeah.
I don't think Ricky Flint. You don't live in Alligator, Mississippi, do you?
I do not.
Have you ever been there?
I have.
You had your picture made next to the sign that says Alligator, Mississippi. I bet.
I should have, and I will make a return visit just to have that done.
Would you do that and send it to me so I can so I can post it up here? Because I
Put it on his mantle.
have been to Alligator, Mississippi. But Ricky is the Alligator Program Coordinator for the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks. And Ricky's been busy lately, folks. Tell our listeners, bring us kind of an update, Ricky, as so far the season started. It started back at noon on the 28th of August, and the public water season goes through noon on the September the 7th. Then we'll talk about the private waters later. But tell us what's happened so far. You've really got some amazing things have already happened, hasn't they?
Yeah, of course, the biggest change to the whole season didn't have anything to do with regulations or methods that people could use. It really had to do with the method that we issued the permits this year. In the previous years, it has always been kind of like a lottery-based application process, and it became kind of long and arduous, and we felt like we kind of outgrown the interest with what we were doing. So we decided to try and do something to also increase participation. We knew that about 25 to 27% of the people who were getting drawn for the permits each year, not only were they not participating, they were not even purchasing a permit to go. So this year we did a first-come, first-served permit purchase process through our website, and that occurred on July 14th. We feel like it went very well. Obviously, the internet got bogged down with the volume of people trying, but it went well. We sold all 920 permits over 45 minutes that morning.
Golly. Yeah.
So that went very well. I hope that we will be doing the same thing next year, and we'll tweak it a little bit more. Always try to make it better. But since that time, it does appear that participation among the hunters has been very good. I think it possibly has been better than in years past, but we won't really know till the end. But just listening to the officers, myself and other officers out there on the water, we got a tremendous amount of people out there attempting to go, and many of them are being successful. The hunters are required to do an online harvest report, and they're supposed to do it within 48 hours of having harvested their alligator. And right now, I'm showing 440 alligators reported harvested at this point. And I think that is on schedule, on a trend to maybe beat the previous years. And so if that happens, then I think what we've set out to do will be considered a success.
Well, I know you've been involved in this, I guess, pretty well since day one. Ricky, have you been?
Day one, yeah.
Yeah. And how long has this been? When the first season?
This is the 11th season. The first one was in 2005.
Yeah, I think I wrote about that one back in 2005. And is it blowing your mind? Because I realize these gators are getting you've set some records already. I mean, a record for the female alligator was posted in there. I saw somewhere in there from.
Right.
And then you've had a new length and a weight record for the male alligator. I mean.
Well, I keep records for both male and female alligators taken by hunters in category of length and weight. And just like last year, nearly every record was broken at least once, some of those multiple times through the season.
Yeah.
This year we have now broken the length record twice.
Wow.
The weight record twice for male alligators, and now we have a new weight record for females. So essentially, I guess you'd say we've got 5 records recorded this season already, and we're just through the first half of the week.
Just through the first half of the week, and then we jump into the private land. Don't you have it?
Yeah.
So that's a little bit different because I know the public waters close noon on Monday, and then you come back and you have the private. Which will open on noon, which opened on noon, August the 28th, and it goes through 6 a.m. on September the 21st. And you got 89 private properties, 28 open counties that are qualified. Explain a little bit about the private land alligator hunting season.
Yeah, we first started kind of working with alligator hunting on a public waters venue, and then later came in with trying to offer some opportunity to private land hunters, and that has grown as well. The process for it has changed dramatically, but we now have a good bit of interest. We've been registering about 100 or so, give or take, private properties every year for the last several years. And what we've done is I understand that some of these private properties have some exceptional alligator populations as well. And many of those alligators are in habitats that simply are not conducive to the capture methods that we allow on public waters.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these areas are very remote, very pristine, almost impenetrable, but they have alligators. And so in order to give those private land hunters an opportunity to take those alligators, we've given them an opportunity to take those alligators during daytime hours only with a high-powered rifle or a shotgun slug.
Yeah.
That is to their benefit to be able to harvest some alligators that otherwise would never happen.
Yeah.
And so we give them that opportunity, but they also can catch alligators at night using the traditional methods like we have on public waters. And that one alligator that we certified Saturday night was a private lands alligator that for the first time exceeded 14 feet at 14 feet, 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
And it also broke the weight record that we had certified earlier in the morning, now at 826 pounds, I think is correct.
Yeah, with a 68-inch girth. I got to ask you, Louisiana's known for their alligators, and they got all the TV shows and everything. you know, Mississippi's reputation is really, and you've seen this now. It's really. Do you know how many alligators there are in Mississippi? I mean, there's no way to really know. I mean,
no, you know, and estimating wildlife populations, for lack of a better word, is almost mad science.
Yeah. Swag.
Yeah, I guess you can tell by how many's killed each other. It continues to expand, though.
Yeah, we worked. My predecessor worked on a population estimate back in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the best information we had back then, data about habitats and acreage and densities of alligators on certain waterways, and came up with a number of about 38 to 40,000 adult alligators in the state in the year 2000.
Well,
now,
there's
information and technology has gotten much better since then, and I at my best interest, I could say it exceeds 40,000 adult alligators today.
Wow.
And we know that there's more habitat that was not included in the data back then. And alligators have been protected for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they've been hunting alligators in Louisiana since about 1984 or so, 89, I think it was.
Yeah.
And so it is a commercial industry in the state of Florida. They're trying to promote alligator hunting from a commercial aspect to be able to put wild alligator hides into the commercial goods and market.
Yeah.
What we have and what we designed, and not purposely designed, was to make a sport hunting recreational opportunity. And people ask all the time, you know, why don't we do it like Louisiana? Well, Louisiana has just, pardon the language, but boo-koodles more habitat than we do.
Yes,
and consequently, lots more alligators. And so they have to do things on a different level. I don't think we'll ever be at a point where we have to do something like that. Our alligator population has done very well. It's been protected for a long time. And the harvest levels that we are offering are insignificant to the population overall as a state population. In my best guess, we may be harvesting somewhere around 1% of the adult population every year at the current levels.
Wow.
It is about providing an opportunity. I don't think we are at a situation where we're trying to remove huge numbers of alligators for the safety of the people. I don't believe we're there. That Hollywood has done a good job of promoting alligators as man killers and very dangerous. And while they have that great potential, they simply are not that.
Yeah. Well, I know we're talking to Ricky Flynn as we close out.
I've got a question for Ricky.
All right.
Okay, when a hunter draws the permit, how many gators is he allowed to take?
Each permit allows the harvest of 2 alligators.
Okay.
They have to be 4 feet long minimum, but only one of those 2 alligators can exceed 7 feet. And the purpose of that is, as y'all know, hunters and fishermen have a trophy mentality.
Yeah, they do.
And if you issued them 2 permits or 3 permits, they would not typically use those tags unless they could harvest a trophy.
Yeah.
And what this has done, it has evenly distributed the harvest among juvenile alligators as well as adult alligators. And I think what people have learned over time that have been involved with this is that alligator that is under 7 feet, that's the one that they want to put on the table anyway.
Yeah.
And, I find people that are interested in having them for personal consumption, they purposely go after some of those small alligators just to have one to consume for personal use.
Sounds like when we go catfishing, we want to catch a big one, but we don't want to eat that one.
That's
so,
right.
Right.
You want to look at it and turn him loose.
Hey, Ricky, before we let you go, I got to ask you, how far north in the state do you find alligators?
All the way to the Tennessee state line.
I want you to, you new listeners, you hearing me there? I know I got listeners in Grenada and all the way up to Memphis.
Yeah.
Obviously,
the western part of our state, up the Mississippi Delta,
yes,
is where they're more common.
But they are.
We've got records of alligators in other counties, even like Tishomingo and Benton County, all the way up there at the state line.
Oh. Well, I read in literature that the historic range of the North American alligator went as far north as St. Louis on the Mississippi River.
Well,
possibly so.
Just during the tourist season.
Well, Real Foot's a great location. You could have, because that looks like alligator country in Real Foot.
Yeah.
So
you get up in Missouri and look at their Delta region there, and if someone were to just throw you out of an airplane, land there, you wouldn't know if you was in Mississippi or Missouri.
Well,
that's right.
Don't give my wife any ideas. Okay, yeah. All right, Ricky. Thank you, buddy. Always good to talk to you. We may check in back with you maybe a little bit later, get some final reports. But great segment, and
keep watching our website mdwfp.com/alligator.
That's right.
You'll see updates put up there as they occur.
Okay, I want a picture of you before the city limit sign of Alligator, Mississippi, sent to me as soon as you can. Okay.
I'm gonna try and get another picture of me about 35 miles southeast of Thibodaux, Louisiana.
I want that one too.
That'd be a good song.
That's a great one. Thanks, Ricky Flint. We'll talk to you. All right.
All right, y'all take care.
All right, thank you. Let's take a break. Come right back on Outdoors with Larry. We're going to talk about another animal we squeeze in a lot on this Saturday, first Saturday in September.
Find